Guys, welcome back to the Packed Life and welcome back to another fantastic workout. Today we have a longer version or a longer duration that you would typically handle in our CrossFit workouts, guys. This is going to be a 20-minute workout. The focus today is going to be on the core, and the main focus is going to be on the plank itself. I'm going to give you some cool variations from which to get through today. All right, so the actual workout itself, guys, is a 20-minute AMRAP, like I said before, and we're going to be working on 4 different movements. The first one is going to be our broad jumps or box jumps if you have a box at home. The second one is going to be handstand push-ups or pike push-ups. The third movement is going to be kettlebell swings. And then our fourth movement is going to be these planks that we're going to be focusing on for today. All right, so let's get over to Eugene. He's going to help us demonstrate today. And we're going to start working through these movements as they go along. The first one, guys, if you don't have a box, you're going to be working through those broad jumps. Guys, I want you to work through a 3/4 jump here. It's a 2-footed takeoff and a 2-footed landing. Again, using those knees as shock absorbers. All right. You should be able to get through these at the similar pace that you would do a box jump, and think about a similar effort that you would use to jump onto a box. All right, once you've done that, that is going to be 5 repetitions. You're then going to move on to 9 pike push-ups or handstand push-ups. We're going to demonstrate the pike push-up for you today. Bum up nice and high in the air on those toes. We're going to press straight down towards the ground, trying to keep your spine as vertical as we can, as well as making sure the head is neutral by looking through your knees. All right, so we've got 7 repetitions like that, and then we're moving on to 9 kettlebell swings. Today, guys, you can choose between a Russian or an American swing. This is a Russian swing that Eugene is demonstrating. And then he's going to move on to an American swing where he squeezes those glutes even tighter to press that kettlebell overhead, or to create some more momentum to do so. Very nice, Eugene. All right, so guys, once we've done those 2 movements, we're gonna do a 4 rounds of those movements before we get a 1 minute, and we call it a rest in inverted commas because this is actually a plank. All right, so our plank today, guys, is gonna be our focal point, and it looks like this. All right, so guys, very important when you get into a really good quality plank position today is we're gonna start with our elbow and shoulder position. We want those elbows stacked straight underneath the shoulders. Okay, so that's the first part of this. The second part is we wanna make sure that Eugene has a neutral spine position, neutral head position. So he isn't looking up ahead of him. You can see what that looks like if he looks up at the row in front of him. Guys, this puts unnecessary strain on your neck, so we wanna make sure that we keep that head nice and level. Good. The third part of this, guys, we want to make sure that our back is nice and flat, and you guys can see that Eugene's in a good and a slightly hollow position. He can lift his hips up a tiny bit more. That's perfect. All right, so we've got a flat back and then that slightly hollow position. The last part of this, guys, and really, really important, is that I don't want you to think of this just as an ab exercise or a shoulder exercise. We want to use the whole body here. So we want to try and start contracting these muscles. So we're going to start with his shoulders. We're going to try and spread his shoulder blades nice and wide apart. We're going to squeeze his lower back. He's going to squeeze those abs underneath. He's going to squeeze the glutes, the quads, and he can even start to squeeze his forearms to really get this whole body super tight, so that if I were to jump on him right now, he'd be able to maintain that weight. Okay, cool. So guys, that is what we're looking for out of our plank. Those are the key points. If you want to take your planking to the next level, we've got some other cool variations for you that we're just going to demonstrate quickly for you. Try these out. These are pretty cool. Let's have a look. All right, so the first one we're going to go into, guys, and this is probably the most difficult of them all, is the iron cross version. So Eugene's going to get into the same body position we had before. We're just changing the arm position. He's going to go into a much wider hand position that he had before, and this really puts a lot of strain on that upper body. He's going to hang out there for the same amount of time, and then he'll come back down and relax. The second one today, guys, is going to be our shoulder tap version. So a little more dynamic here. He's got a straight arm plank going on. Everything with the hips and the back stays the same. He's then going to just bring one hand up to his shoulder, touch, and really important here, guys, you see he isn't rotating his hips too much. He's going to try and keep those as still as he can. How does he do that? He squeezes those abs tight and he squeezes these glutes tight as he goes through those shoulder taps. All right, the next part of this, guys, is going to be called our long lever plank. So Eugene is going to get into his normal plank position on his forearms like he is, and then he's going to reach his arms out in front of him. And just like that iron cross where his arms are side, this again puts a lot of strain on the abs, and in fact the whole core, as well as those shoulders. Everything else stays the same. Really good job, Eugene. All right, next one, guys, is going to be our uneven plank. This again, back onto the forearms, everything else stays the same. We're just going to reach one hand out to the side. So we're really placing a lot of emphasis on his right side here. We're kind of using that left arm mostly for balance more than anything else. Again, muscles are all squeezed tight and everything else stays the same. Right, so guys, hope you have some fun playing around with these plank variations. Hope they add a little bit of variety to your workout. Get after it. We'll catch you soon.